Well, yesterday I did my bike routine, and today I'm doing my walking routine, but I'm just gonna walk around the neighborhood. I just don't feel like going out to the highway, but I'm gonna walk for at least, I'm gonna try. No, I'm not gonna try, it ain't gonna be no big deal. It's now 11:04, I'm gonna try to walk for an hour. Now I can go, what I do is I'll go down this road, come back up, go down the other road, go around, you know what I mean, and then come down, go down this road, come through here, and then do it all over again. Rinse and repeat, that's what I'm gonna do. As you can see from the sky, I was gonna cut the grass today, but it's supposed to rain again today. It rained yesterday and the day before that. So that's why I'm doing this now. Because I was going to use that, cutting the grass, as far as not my exercise routine or my movement routine, because it's really not that hard of exercise. But the powers that be decided that wasn't a good idea. And I was hoping, well, not hoping, it'd have been nice. See, the town that Miles and myself lived in the Philippines is called Badak. They haven't had any rain there since September. The weird thing is, according to weather app, they're calling for rain. And when I talked to Miles tonight before she went to bed, I said, "Hey, so how's the rain going?" She goes, "We ain't getting no rain." I was like, "What?" She goes, "No, we ain't getting no rain here." I was like, "But the app says you're getting it." She goes, "It's raining everywhere else but in the town." I was like, wow. Yeah, it's just, that's a long time. September, no rain. And keep in mind, Badak is basically a farming community. They need that rain. Now they got deep wells, but the only problem with that is after a while with no rain, the wells start drying up. And also with that, with the gas, the cost of fuel, okay, they had to use pumps to pump the water out of the well to water their crop. So the prices of fruits and mostly vegetables is going up at the market. You got a fan sitting, no, it's not, I'm sorry. Thought it was like a fan, a house fan sitting on top of the roof, but it wasn't. Yeah, I need to get my eyes checked, man. Lately, see, I welded for so many years in the military, is that if I'm in a lighted area and I walk into a dark area, it takes a long time for my eyes to adjust. I know there's adjustment there, but this takes a long time. So, like say if I'm at night, I'm in the kitchen for something, and I turn off the light and I walk out, it's like, whoo. Have a hard time, my eyes have a hard time adjusting. No, I'm not going blind, but it's just the long-term effects of welding. And there's nothing can be done. I gotta live with it, which is, is one of the hazards of the job. Now, I'm not talking a hobbyist welder. I'm talking about a guy who does it for a living, Well, this street's done now, and we're gonna walk up. This is what I feel in my legs, these hills. But that's fine, man. Good for workout, I'll make a left at this street right here and then continue on. Yeah, and make my left here. Been down here a few times, not many. I don't think I videoed it. Got some really nice houses. But from my understanding, None of these houses here are custom, you know. Even though they're all different in one way or another, they're not custom. At first glance, I thought they were, but I talked to somebody that's been here since day one. They say, nah, man. Like, this house is basically the same as this house. You know, they change a little bit, like, they had the porch in the front. That one don't have one. This one does. You know, they just change it around a little bit, which is still nice. Yeah, they're not custom homes. And from what I've been told, when these first went on the market 10 years ago, I think it was, you could buy it for like 100 and something thousand. And now they're going for over 400,000. A lot of equity. Now that's what I've been told. I took this word for it. But homes in Georgia are pretty reasonable. They're not like some other states like California. Virginia at one time they used to be pretty good, but now they shot up the cost of homes. That one needs some work, some TLC. Or pressure wash there. Got some bar stools sitting out here. Oh, one's missing a leg. The other one doesn't seem that bad. Oh, there's a leg laying down. That could be fixed. Wonder why they didn't fix it. Doesn't seem to be in bad condition. Yeah, I never came up here. Nice view though. You got the woods over here. Got your homes on this side. You got the woods on this side. There's a GT. Orange, that looks good. That looks nice. From Texas. That's a nice car. I wonder if it's a fake car. What I mean by fake, all show and no go. That's a Corvette. Never mind. It ain't like those old ones though, man. I like the old Corvettes. But still nice. Still nice. All right, I'll turn around here and we'll get the other side of this Corvette. Yeah, nice quiet neighborhood up in here. Oh, there's a road. No, that's a cul-de-sac. That's a nice vet, man. It's not a practical car, but it's something nice. You know, if you're retired, you and your wife, or you're single, man or woman, I wouldn't argue with that. Coupe, the Mini Coupe. Yeah, they are, man. They are fun cars to drive. When I was living in Scotland, a friend of mine had a Coupe, Mini Coupe, Coupe Mini, whatever you want to call it. They're fun to drive, man. They're light as hell. They're not very safe. I will say that they're not. Well, I don't know because they got regulations they had for the States, but they're not very, in Scotland, they weren't very safe. And I've seen a lot of guys, Scottish guys, they race them. They put a roll bar in it, you know, and they kind of beef some things up here and there, and they race them. I don't know if they're any good for racing. I have no idea. I don't even know if I care, to be honest. So that's what you see. You see a lot of, and I'm trying to get this, okay? They had the, like the Dodge Ram. You see a lot of them in the Philippines and everything like that. And they're not cheap vehicles, man. They're not cheap. And they got another one, the Rapture. That is not a cheap vehicle, and they have them in the Philippines. I'm like, I wonder if the price is a lot lower in the Philippines than they are in the States. Like I said, you do see them, the Raptures, the Dodge Rams. What else? Then you see some, like, a lot of Toyotas. Yeah, a lot of Toyotas. But, you know, Toyotas are good vehicles. You know, yeah, I know. What about Ford and Chevy and General Motors? But if you want to get something that's going to last you, man, Toyotas. Everybody I know, they were Ford and Chevy and GM guys, you know, and then they get tired of the problems, and they want the Toyota, and they love them. They love them. Can't hate on them, you know. They're the ones that bought it. It wasn't my money. I could care less. But I think when I go back to the Philippines and I got enough money saved up, I'm going to get me a Toyota. I don't know what. I want something practical for Miles and myself. We don't need no damn, no vans or SUVs. You know, something, you know, mostly to travel from Badak to Lasam. Lasam is where Miles is from. You know, travel there every couple of weeks, go there. Lasam has grown in the past couple of years. When I was there, there was really nothing to do. I'm gonna be honest, there was really nothing to do. But from what I'm being told, it's growing. But see, I've always been told that it's God, why can't I talk? It is the mayor's job to sell that town to companies and people got businesses and stuff like that. And if you got a good mayor and you do things positive for that town, the town will grow. Now, if you got a mayor that's a mayor in name only, the town ain't gonna go anywhere. 9 times out of 10, your town ain't gonna go anywhere. Yeah, I was always told that, man. The mayor is basically like a salesman, trying to sell that town to business owners, companies and stuff like that, to bring jobs in and bring commerce in. A lot of your towns don't do that. A lot of them don't do that, man. The mayor in name only, you know? I don't know. But yeah, Lasam, it's growing. I'd like to go back to it one day and just check it out and stay for a couple of days, you know? Before they had like one motel, hotel, whatever you want to call it, in this place. We stayed there. The bed had a slope in the middle of it, okay? It looked like a house because the entrance doors were 2 double wooden doors. The bed had a dip in the middle of it. The aircon was and it was on and off, on and off. No running water. What else? They said they had hot and cold running water, okay? Which I know about the flash heaters, okay? And all of a sudden, surprise, surprise, we don't have no running water. Here's a bucket of water so you can take a bath. And I was like, I told Miles, I said, I thought they had running water. I guess not. Now I'll go down cross this road right here, and go down the street. I got a little, I think that's an e-bike. I've seen him around a couple of times. He enjoys it. He enjoys the hell out of it. Yeah, there's the main highway there. I just don't feel like going down there today, man. But I want to get my walk in. Today's walk day. Tomorrow probably depends on the weather, but it'll be a bike day. Now, all the time I always make a right here at the stop sign. I'm gonna try to make a left. Well, I'm not gonna try, I'm gonna make a left and see what's up that end, you know? See if there's anything different. Yeah, so I'll walk down this road, completely around and come back up, go that way. All right, come to the end of this road. This is where I use it when I go in the woods, which I can't do anymore, man. It's a tick infestation. Last time I went walking through the woods, I got home, there was ticks all over my legs and everything. I'm like, oh. So I don't go there anymore. But there's the entrance to the woods right there. Let's get back into Mayors, okay? I'm gonna tell you all a short story, and you understand what I mean by mayor by name only. There's a town in the Philippines, all right, where they had a mayor. He ran two terms, executive terms, and it just seemed that the town was robust. Their festivals were like huge. The celebration for Christmas holidays was huge. And it just seemed like everybody was in a happy place. And they were making money. Even during the lockdown. You know, it seemed like everybody was happy. The festivals were great. And just everything. Well, he did his time, he did his 2 terms, and he walked away into the sunset. And then this town elected another mayor. And the first mayor, the crime was very low, very, very low. The murder rate was like non-existent. It was just a good place to live. Now, to present time, they got a new mayor. The crime rate has jumped up. They say it's crazy. The percentage of murders has jumped. Matter of fact, there was one a couple days ago, last week, which was unheard of when the first mayor was there. The festivals, the Christmas festival, it was like non-existent. And then they had another festival celebrating the town's anniversary, basically non-existent. The funny thing is, within the first week or 2 that this new mayor was in office, he had this big celebration. You know what it was for? His birthday. They said he spent a lot of the town money on his birthday. Name only. I definitely got to get a new pair of sneakers, man. My right foot, it feels like the sneaker is tilting to the right, the outside edge. And after a while, like now, it kind of gets to my knee. Yeah, I have to get me a new pair of sneakers, man. I'm done with this road, this block. Let's see how long I've been walking for. They say 45 minutes to an hour. Well, I've been walking for 41 minutes. It's a nice house. Kind of reminds me of like a dentist's office or something, but I don't, I don't know. Yeah, it's nice though. Probably huge inside. Ah. Yeah, they say when you're walking, don't stop. And that's the first time I stopped. They say it's easy to stop, but a pain to get moving again. Well, it's time for me to return to the house. 50 minutes. It's getting quite warm too. Humidity's starting to climb. No, I'm not trying to come up with excuses. I'm just telling facts. It was a nice walk. Hey, and I appreciate you walking with me, man. I gotta get back in shape, I do. I'm vaping now, and I know, but see, when I started vaping, I started at 12 milligrams of nicotine. Now I'm down to 6. My next step is 3. And when I went from 12 to 6, I wasn't pushing it. You know what I mean? But now I'm kind of like, because I just want to quit vaping, smoking, everything. I mean, I don't even drink. But so like, when I get down to 3, I'll do that for a little bit, and then I'm done. And my eyes are burning. Yeah, I'm done. I just give up everything, you know. I mean, I have found with vaping, I don't go through nic fits, if you know what I mean. I don't go through nicotine withdrawal. You know, when you have the time from the last time I smoked a cigarette to the next time in between that, I mean, I've flown on aircraft for 14 hours and I was fine. I was fine. I didn't need no nic gum or anything like that. I was fine. Well, nowadays they make it kind of hard. Not hard, but they make it where, you know, if you're on anything public or anything like that, you can't smoke, you can't vape either. So yeah, I'm gonna drop down to 3 milligrams, and then a couple weeks after that, I'll just give it up. That was my ultimate goal. All right, I'm gonna go to the house, and I will talk to you all in a little bit.